Thank you, Francis. Today, I believe, is mine and Kevin's last full day of leading break. So I think we have a ton of announcements. So I think we're going to be leaving on a good note. Yeah, keep in mind that we also have exec speeches today, and that'll take up a good chunk of time. So please keep announcements quick because we have a lot to get through. So Kevin, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, it is our last day. Yeah, we got more announcements pouring in as we speak. But Mr. Daniel, do you prefer the speeches to go before all the announcements or after?
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Don't worry, you guys. It's never your last day. You're always going to be welcome back to be special guest stars. But yeah, we do want to get started. We're going to allow our candidates that are running unopposed just to introduce themselves to you guys now. And we'll finish up break today with candidates that have opponents so that their platforms are fresh in everybody's mind right where they have a chance to vote. So Frances has our videos ready, and she'll be playing the candidates that are running unopposed for executive student council positions. And here she goes.
Had the 2021 academic year been of the conventional structure we've grown accustomed to, I would have spent my days on campus chatting and debating with students. I'd be getting to know new students and sharing tips and tricks I've learned along the way, especially how to make such spectacularly eye-catching campaign posters that you have no choice but to vote for me. But of course, this time has been far from normal, so here we are. My name is Hannah, and I'm a sophomore. I've been at York since 8th grade and have fallen in love with the school. I've held secretary, treasurer, as well as vice president position in student body government, and I can't wait to become your new student rep to the board. You have my word that I'll be approachable, open-minded to your ideas, and I'll clearly communicate them to the board. I'd love to act as a mediator between students and people who shape the course of your York education, and play my part in the constant growth of this community. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Frances Carnelli.
And I'm Wesley Cordier.
And we will be your TAC officers next year.
As you probably are wondering, what makes us qualified for tech officer? Well,
I have been in Tech Squad for over 2 years. I am proficient in software and hardware development and fixing software and hardware. And I am very well versed in the issues that can befall a school like York.
And I am tech savvy, diligent, and love to solve technology problems.
Plus, we have a couple of goals in mind for next year, like expanding and improving the Tech Squad to increase communication between the student body and the Tech Squad.
Also, addressing the printer problem that we have seen in the past, we're hoping to help move towards being a more paperless campus and increasing the access to technology for students at York.
Wesley and I look forward to serving you all next year as your tech officers.
Tech officers out.
Hey Esme, aren't you excited for next school year? I can't believe we're going to be exec activities coordinators. It's such an honor.
Yeah, it's so crazy. I can't wait to make it the best school year.
Yeah, I really want to have super fun spirit weeks all the time.
I'm excited to plan activities for the school every cycle.
Oh yeah, like musical chairs or dodgeball?
Yes, exactly.
I want to see if we can get a homecoming.
I mean, if only there was a way to ask the student body what they want.
Yeah, you're right. We should make a Google form and put the link in the chat about now.
Wow, that's a super fun form, and it should only take a couple minutes.
It'll be especially great because we can get to know the new students and what they like.
Yes, do you remember how fun it was planning activities when we were new students?
Totally. Those 4 combined years of experience in General Student Council are going to come in handy now.
Oh, wait. We should introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, guys. I'm Esme.
And I'm Camilla.
And we're
We are so
excited
excited to be your
to
next
be your next
activities
activities
coordinator.
coordinator.
Hello, esteemed members of the York community. My name is Karan Sethi, and I will be honored to serve as your student body executive treasurer. I have had the pleasure each year of being my class's treasurer since 8th grade. I know the job. I know how to meet the commitment that is required of this position. I have grown each year as I have gained more clarity and experience. I promise you that I plan to take what I have learned over the past 3 years and to be even more efficient in helping our executive student council in the following ways. 1. Monitoring the flow of funds through the student body treasury. 2. Assist the class treasurers with their own class accounts. And 3. Assist with all fundraising events. We want to have a strong fundraising effort to make up for the past year and to benefit our school activities. As your treasurer, I will ensure that fall fair, pizza sales, dances, bake sales all run smoothly. I value your vote of confidence. Let's all pull through together to have a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis.
All right. So I guess we'll get the second half later. Let me check where we are with all these. Mr. Dana, do you have another announcement with Sherry?
Yeah, Sherry was going to present for our Q&A.
Okay.
Okay, so many married couples have stated that COVID confinement has been both a blessing and a challenge to their married life. But imagine if you weren't allowed the legal or social status that marriage can offer, pandemic or no pandemic. You either accept that you are less than, or you fight for your right to be a happy and legal married couple. That's what the co-founders of Monterey YIC, Marsha Perry and Meg Biddle, decided to do when their legal right to marry as a lesbian couple was granted and then carelessly stripped away. These partners in love and agents of equal rights will join our community Wednesday, May 5th at 1:45, which is the second club block, in Mr. Daniel's meet room to share their story of their difficult but ultimately triumphant struggle to be legally married in the state of California. We hope you'll come to listen and ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Partlow.
Hi, this announcement is for seniors. We have an exciting May coming your way, and just 2 of the activities we have planned. The first one, May 7th, which isn't this Friday, but the next Friday, we're going to have a camp out here at York School. We're going to have an overnighter with a lot of fun activities and hanging out. An email is coming your way and to your parents to get that on the docket and on your calendar. So we want all the seniors to attend for this sleep out under the stars at beautiful York School. And then that's followed up on May 20th, an all-day event out at Rancho San Clemente. And I understand that some of the seniors went to that Rancho San Clemente back in 9th grade. This is an opportunity to go back there. They have a swimming pool and a lake and lots of activities. It's an all-day event. That's going to be May 20th for the senior class. And expect more details coming your way. About how to get there and what to expect and what to bring. But I'm excited about it. I'm excited about both of these activities. For the sleep out on May 7th, if you don't have a tent and you don't have a sleeping bag, shoot me an email and I'll see what I can do to wrangle up one of those for you. I'm just planning on sleeping outside in my sleeping bag in a big tent under the stars. Hopefully it's not a foggy night, but that's what I'm going to do. But if you don't have a tent or a sleeping bag and you'd like one of those, please reach out to me. So May 7th, sleep out. May 20th, all-day event to Rancho San Clemente. Fun times coming your way. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Mr. Partlow. Miss Barry.
All right, I just want to go ahead and introduce our last poetry reading in celebration of National Poetry Month. So Tristan Flager is going to read an original poem.
Okay. You guys hear me? All right. Underneath the wide-brimmed sky, there's palm lines on the street, where dying clouds are laid to rest. But to people passing by, they can't help to ask why. It's uncolored day to day. And as we soar above it all, close your eyes and feel the guardrails, pull them in and breathe out, and tell me the tale of everything, Icarus. With wings of wax and feather fluttering on the subway walls, there's no sound left beneath the next life that there is to greet, as we lay upon the railway tracks, unmoved by anything at all. I tell myself there's a place beyond here where nothing is left but a field and a breeze waiting for you and me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Tristan. And thank you to all our speakers over this past month. Okay, we'll just keep going. So, Mr. Bloom, you're up next.
I think I'm here filling in for Mr. Bloom about his announcement. We just want to let you know that for the Summer Bridge program, we have an update. We now have 3 other additional courses, plus 1 course that was already tentatively planned but is now set. We're offering an algebra refresher course, a geometry refresher course, as well as an introduction to chemistry. And those are all on the summer site. If you click on the website where it says summer, it'll take you to some of those and the job description or the course descriptions. Excuse me. If you're interested in those, for people that want to tune up their math skills over the summer, those will be offered, as well as cross country will be offered the last week of July. As a course, you can get outside and run around should you want to do that. Another announcement from the athletics side of it is that we have now secured a pool for swimming. So for people that want to swim a little bit before the end of the year, as a sport, we'll probably have a couple of meets sometime in May. That's now going to start. So I'll be reaching out to people that are interested in that, and that'll occur from 5 to 6:30. So email me if you're interested in getting involved in the swim team for a few weeks before the end of school, basically the month of May. And with that, pass it back to our great esteemed leaders, Kate and Kevin, thank you for all your leadership this year. In your positions, you've been magnificent. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. All right, we'll keep going. Mr. Brickhauser, that's a big announcement right there.
All right, can you guys hear me now? Oh yeah, it's working. First of all, Kate and Kevin, I just want to express gratitude for all you've done to keep this community together. We've got a little faculty chat that many of you students don't know about, but like every day after break, we just say how grateful we are for the 2 of you to lead us through these breaks during this weird year. Real quick, I've already made this announcement, but I want to reiterate, TEDx York School tonight, 6:30 on the live stream. I bet Ms. Q will put the link to that here in the chat. And please contribute to the chat in the live stream at 6:30. The team is going to engage with you all on camera. So please join us. Thanks.
Yeah, please be there. Tonight's the night. So a lot of hard work's been put into this. So it'd be awesome if we got some support from the community. All right. I believe we had an announcement from Dr. Aleman.
Good morning. I just want to recognize Ana Contreras and Kaira Saldape's hard work and dedication to the Hispanic Culture Club, because without their leadership, we wouldn't have been able to organize events like the Hispanic Heritage Festival in 2019. And now that they are leaving for college, I want to wish them all the best, and I hope that they will continue, and I'm sure that they will continue to make the Latino community proud. And I feel so honored and privileged to have met them and to have worked with them. And I just want to tell them that I'm going to miss them, and I wish them all the best. Thank you.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so we have one more announcement and then the rest of the video and then our sophomore speech. So Courtney.
Hi everyone. Sorry to annoy you guys again, but this Friday will be the end of the Promote the Vote competition. I haven't been seeing a lot of posts, so really hoping we can get the numbers up in the next 2 days. So please post that as soon as you can. Also, I'm not sure when all of your classes meet for class meetings, but during your class meetings for sophomores, juniors, and seniors, we're going to be going through a little demo on how to pre-register, register to vote. So yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks, Courtney. That's one of our speakers tonight, so come and watch her. Mr. Martin, you have our final word.
Oh, thanks, Kevin. All right, I know it's busy today, but I have a special artist of the day today, and that is Abigail, and really excited to show her work. Let me just get her going here. So Abigail is a senior and she is doing Studio Art 3, and her work is kind of cool because it's based on her friendship with Lexile, a York alumni. So her concentration is on rock climbing, and Lexile is her model and her technical consultant. And so she has kind of come up with a lot of different variations on the theme of rock climbing and really explored it in a way that is kind of fascinating to me as a non-rock climber. She works mostly with watercolors. And this one she just finished. I thought it was really cool, playing up on a little Michelangelo. Thank you very much, Abigail.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Martin, for sharing, and that's amazing work, Abigail. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna hand this back to Mr. Daniel so we can wrap that up.
Thanks. So yeah, Lexile, blast from the past, like the craziest STEAM scholar. That kid like literally knew everything. He's crazy. We're going to be finishing up with an important round of the student videos with their platforms for their candidacy. This time we'll see positions for which we have opponents. So I encourage you to listen carefully. I'll be dropping a link into the chat for your virtual ballots so that you can vote anytime today up till 5 p.m. We'll be taking submissions for your ballots. You can also find the link to that ballot on the York Haiku page for the main office. The link is the first link on the section of links available. So here come your candidates.
Greetings, York students. I am John Trump, and I want to be your Executive Student Council Secretary. Why should you vote for me? I can assure you that I am capable of fulfilling the Secretary's duties at the highest level possible. I have 1 year of experience of being a secretary for my class, so I know exactly what should be done. I am capable of taking notes of the highest quality, electronically or by hand, and then effectively distributing them to those who need it. If you ask one of the recipients of my notes, they can prove that my notes are detailed, neat, and well organized. But those are just my basics. What makes me a cut above the rest? I am an approachable and reliable person, and those are traits that are especially important when working with others. It is imperative that all members of the Executive Student Council can work together and develop some level of synergy, and I can definitely be a key part of that well-oiled machine. And so, I humbly ask you all to vote for me. You can trust that my skills and traits will serve the Executive Student Council well, and that I can benefit the York community as a whole. Thank you.
Hello. Hopefully most of you know me from my campaign posts and from the announcement at break a couple weeks ago. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah. I'm a junior. I'm new to York this year, and I'm running for Secretary of the Executive Student Council. Now, why should you vote for me, you might ask? Well, there are a few reasons I'd make a good secretary and member of Executive Student Council. First, I have 3 years of student council experience and was secretary for all 3 of those years, so I have relevant experience. Second, though I'm new to York this year, I feel as though I can convey the ideas and opinions of the rest of the student body to the Executive Student Council. Third, I'm an organized person who likes to take notes, send emails, and have things run smoothly, so I would love my job as secretary. And someone who loves their job is someone who does their job well. I appreciate your support and eagerly await your votes. Thank you.
Greetings, fellow students here. I'm Tommy Gu, and I'm running to be your next vice president. As to qualifications, from my excellent standardized test score, advanced curriculum, to my experiences working with local activists, the segments of both my academic and personal life bear witness to my ability to make the best of myself. As to merits, I believe a good VP should always prioritize the president and refrain from taking credits. Still, whenever needs arise, I will be the first one to step in, second only to the president, and together with the rest of our administration, we will bring an end to the popularity contest we've seen for too long, and we will make sure that each and every single one of you has your voice heard. Therefore, I entreat you, students York, before you jump on that bandwagon popularity, look around, for there might be hidden gems in your crowds waiting for their turn to shine. And with our administration, we will ensure that each and every single one of you has an equal opportunity to shine. So please place your faith in me as your VP and you as my people, and together we are stronger, and yes, we can be, both for us. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Bermejo and I'm running to be your next Executive Vice President. Since we've been online most of the school year, I haven't had the opportunity to meet a lot of the new students. So a little bit about myself. I'm a proud Filipino from Santa Cruz. I'm a competitive swimmer. A lot of my friends will try and tell you I'm addicted to caffeine, which is definitely sort of true. My favorite piece of clothing is a hoodie like I'm wearing right now. And I'm extremely passionate, especially when it comes to things I want. And what I want is to serve you guys as your next vice president. I'm so proud of how strong our community has been holding on to and creating this safe place over the internet. But I don't want to be holding on anymore. I want to be that community we were before Corona. So my goal for next year is to make sure that every single Yorkie feels close to and supported by this community, as well as to bring back that liveliness of York pre-Corona by replacing all these memories of sitting in front of a screen with so many more memories of fun days at York than ever before, especially for our 8th and 9th graders, since you guys have had such a late start to your high school experience, as well as for our sophomores. You guys started out this quarantine freshmen and will likely come out of it juniors, notoriously the hardest year of high school. So with that stress and seriousness of junior year, I want to work hard to make sure that you guys are having fun. And for class of 2022, I think we can finish our high school experience with a bang by voting me to be your next executive vice president. Thank you guys.
Hey everyone, to start things off, I want to congratulate y'all for making it through a whole year of online learning. That 3-week spring break last year lasted just a little bit longer than we thought. And as I take a look back at photos and videos from the days before break, I miss how normal things were, how fun it was to be surrounded by people who never failed to brighten my day, or how excited I was to dress up as a lumberjack, or go to a dodgeball game, or watch these slightly aggressive musical chairs. I never realized how much I needed you people until you were gone. And although it's cheesy, the best part about York and the only thing that offsets all the work is you people. So this following school year, I'm dedicated to bringing that normalcy back with vengeance. I want to hold more spirit days with more lunch and holiday activities, but catered around what y'all want. This school year should be about you and how you want to experience high school. And if you elect me, I will accomplish that. I have experience in both executive and general student council, making me very qualified to lead with competence and making the changes I promised. We didn't get to hang out a whole lot this year, so I'm excited to catch up. Please consider me, Celeste McGuire, to be your next student body president. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sherry Wu, and I want to be your student body president. What are my qualifications? I got straight A's, have my own research paper published, and as a non-native speaker, I ranked second in a county poetry competition. This shows that I have perseverance and determination. But I believe these traits to be the ones that every candidate should possess. What's important is that I can make the best of myself, meaning that I can make the best of every single one of you. I also have plenty of experiences. Being part of the York Student Council for 2 years, I know what is expected in a president. Being in the York community since 8th grade, I can realize everyone's needs. As leaders of various groups such as clubs, fundraisers, and research teams, I promise that I can represent all of you. So trust me and vote for me. Thank you.
All right, so wow. We do need to thank our newly christened tech officers, Francis Cardinelli and Wesley Cordier, for putting those series of videos together. Great first job on that, you guys. Thank you so much for making that seamless. And yeah, choices are tough and it's fun to vote. So while you're signing up to help the Activism Club and Courtney Hand, also vote on this link sometime today on the ballot. And we're I don't know if seniors know this. Seniors, you are allowed to vote and encouraged to vote as well because you're encouraging the legacy that you've started this year to continue on with good leaders for next year. So I think that's it for Exec Student Council. On Monday, your current Executive Student Council leaders will find a nice way to encourage and pass off their responsibility to the newly elected ones. That'll happen on Monday, E-Day break. I'll hand it back over to Kevin and Kate.
And I'm going to hand it over to Kate because we got a sophomore speech to get to.
All right, last thing of the day. I know this is a long break, so just bear with us and respect our speaker. Today we have Joe Smock. So everyone, let's give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, Joe!
Go!
Let's go!
I could not put it off any longer. I needed to finally start my science fair experiment if I was going to finish it with enough time to properly analyze the results. After labeling all 270 of my paper cups with information about the plants inside them, I shoved aside the furniture in my sister's room and set up card tables for my experiment. Normally, she would never allow me in there, but she had no way of stopping me while she was at college. After I put down a tarp to waterproof the floor, the room was ready for several months of measuring and watering plants. I was certain that I had taken enough precautions to prevent the room from getting wet, and I kept reassuring myself that I would have allowed my sister to use my room for a science experiment if she had needed to. If everything went according to plan, she would never even know that the experiment had taken place. I mentally prepared to spend the next few months precisely measuring and carefully watering the plants. It became a part of my daily routine, and eventually I settled into a rhythm and was able to complete a day's measuring within only a couple of hours. Dirt and water did spill on the floor a few times, but I always attempted to clean it up immediately. Before I knew it, the experiment was finally over, so I vacuumed out the room and did my best to move the furniture to its original position. When it was time for my sister to come home for winter break, I was planning on telling her about the experiment after she saw my room, so she wouldn't have low expectations coming home. I wasn't expecting too much trouble because my mom had known about the experiment after all, but I was worried about my sister's reaction. It had been her first semester away at college, and I had a sneaking suspicion that me doing a science experiment in her bedroom wouldn't exactly give her confidence for leaving in the future. On the drive home from the airport after we picked my sister up, my dad cheerfully asked her, "Hey Sammy, did Joe tell you about how he used your room for his project?" I immediately felt my heartbeat increase, and I reminded myself that I had done nothing wrong. I nervously glanced over at my sister, who glared at me murderously. I assured her, "Your room is perfectly fine," but I could tell that she doubted me. When we finally got home after an awkward drive, I had a snack in the kitchen while my sister went to unpack her luggage. Minutes later, I was startled by my mom shouting, "Joseph Lawrence Smock!" from my sister's room. I hurried over and asked what had happened. My sister angrily gestured towards spots of dirt underneath dressers and inside of drawers and asked how I planned to get rid of the smell of wet dirt that was stuck in the room. At that point, I had lost my sensitivity to the scent, so I responded, I don't know, what wet dirt smell? My sister refused to speak with me for the next couple of hours. When she finally did talk to me, I asked, why are you so upset? I would have been fine with you using my room for a science experiment if you wanted to. I don't know what response I was expecting to get, but my sister looked at me as if someone had just told her that they grew around 300 plants in her room. She responded, how would you feel if someone put dirt in your bed and said it was all right because they'd be fine with you dumping dirt in their bed? I asked her, why on earth would someone be fine with somebody else dumping dirt in their bed? And she proceeded to lead me to her room, where she pointed at her bed, full of dirt from my experiment. I stood there, surprised. I would never have done the experiment had I known that that much dirt was going to get everywhere. I began to unconvincingly claim, oh, well, there weren't any other rooms in the house where I could, but she cut me off, and I knew she was right. I apologized and offered to help fix the damage, thoroughly this time, but I had done enough, and my help was not wanted. She had trusted me to respect her belongings while she was away, and I had immediately failed that responsibility. After a while, we both forgot about the incident, and eventually we began to joke about it. But since then, I have not tried the "they'll never notice I did anything" strategy with other people's property. The room still smells vaguely of wet dirt today.
Yay, Joe!
Yeah, Joe!
Yeah, Joe!
Oh!
Now that I'm heading off to college, I definitely would not be surprised if my brother did something similar. But it's a good lesson, I guess, on respect and respecting other people's spaces. And that story was so funny. So I really appreciated that. As our last sophomore speeches, president and vice president, Kevin, do you want to add anything?
I just want to add that Joe is a legend, and we all love him. Joe, it's okay. I'm so glad you gave your speech, and I'm so glad that Kate and I's term has ended on your notes. So thank you, and please come out and watch Joe score more goals in soccer games, because when I tell you he's a legend, he's a legend. Yeah, that's us. That's it for Kate and I. I'm pretty sure we have the next break where we're gonna pass the power, but yeah, it's been real. So thank you guys so much. Please come tonight. That will be a great event. I think the link was put in the chat, but yeah, thank you guys. What a year it has been, but we'll see you one more time next week, and then yeah, we'll say our official thank you. But thank you guys, appreciate it. Take care.